Hey everybody, Jake here, and I just wanted to take a quick moment and I wanted to break down being taxed as an S corporation. This is a hot topic as of late, and so I just wanted to take a few minutes and break down a little bit about what that actually means in the first place, a little bit about how you do it, and then once you do it, some of the requirements that are going to be in place to keep you in compliance. What does that actually mean to be taxed as an S corporation? Instead of your net income getting taxed on a Schedule C on your individual tax return, you have the option to elect to be taxed as an S corporation. And I know you're saying, why in the heck in the world would I want to do that? And the biggest reason you would want to do that is because there's a savings right off the bat of 15.3% on the self-employment tax portion, which is amazing and can add up really quick to a massive tax savings for you. What you're going to do to qualify for that is a little bit of a process. Of course, we can help you with that. We file a 2553 form with the IRS. That's known as taking the S election. Once the S election is accepted, then you're officially allowed to be taxed as an S corporation. Now, we've established that we should be taxed as an S corporation because there's going to be a tax savings. We know what we need to do to actually perform it, but we want to make sure we don't miss out on any of the requirements of once we're actually taxed as an S corporation. Now, what do we have to do to stay in compliance? Because if we don't even want to get into that. You want to definitely stay in compliance. So the way we do that is, now we've got to file two separate tax returns. So we actually file a tax return for the business and a tax return for the individual, as opposed to before when we were taxed as a sole proprietor and everything just flowed to the 1040 on a Schedule C. We're actually going to file two separate tax returns, one for the business and one for the individual. And the second requirement is that the owners have to put themselves on payroll. So, and that's the most diligent requirement from the IRS right there too. So that kind of breaks down how an S corporation works for you guys. I wanted to give it to you at a really high level of what it is, how you actually qualify for it, and then what the requirements are once you actually elect to be taxed as an S corporation. And one of the things, just to kind of put a nice bow on it, is we tell people, to put yourselves on payroll and to file these extra tax returns. Obviously, there's an additional cost for that to the consumer. So what we found is if you're a sole proprietor and your net earnings are over $30,000 per year, that's your net earnings, not your gross. When your net earnings are over $30,000 per year, that's when it's going to make sense to take the S election and be taxed as an S corporation. And that's the best advice we could give you. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.